Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gamesline Podcast. We're here. We're back. Gaming is here. September. It's the end of September. There was a lot of gaming stuff this month. Let's get right into it. I'm John. I'm hosting and talking. I'm here. I'm ready. With me this time is Rose.
Hi, I'm here. There sure were a lot of video games, and there always are.
There always are. It's crazy whenever someone's like, oh, it's so slow, and it's like, no, it's not.
I feel crazy anytime someone's like, there's no games right now. I'm like, okay, what?
I think it's really funny when people say that, but then they're like, oh, but this day is really bumping.
Yeah.
And there's one game I want to get. Yeah, well, that, and also, I like, I mean, to get a little ahead of the news, per se, it's just like, oh yeah, like in February, I think like February 20-something, it's like, oh, here's when like 5 big games all got announced to come out at the same time. Like, I think Dragon Age and some of the other stuff that we're going to be talking about later are all coming out on the same day. And it's like, okay, I just want to play one of those games.
No.
And meanwhile, there'll be some random day in October where it's like, oh yeah, no, like 17 games that I want to play are all out in the same week. And that's it. And it's like, God damn it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Split it up a little bit, please. Figure it out.
I mean, the February thing's just now. Everyone's going to be doing that in March forever because of the fiscal year stuff. I feel like we're now just like in hell of infinite games in February and March forever.
Yeah, that does make sense. That does make sense. Well, as we said, gaming is occurring. We've got a lot of news. We've got a lot of games that we've been playing. We could maybe talk about what we've been playing first, because you did release a new review on the website.
Yeah.
I don't want to like burden you with going through all that again, but please share with us how you feel truly about Reynatis. Reynatis?
Reynatis. I believe it is Reynatis. It was quite bad. I said this a lot in my review, but I'm a big fan of the recent Furyu games, because I think someone said to me that it's like they are a budget game publisher, but like you hated the Caligula Effect 1, right? I think
I really didn't like it.
I also didn't like it. And then the second one is completely different.
Okay.
And like had new writers and did a bunch of different stuff and really expanded and experimented on things in a way that made it like a more cohesive game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, okay, so they did that. And then like they did the second Crystar game, and that was Cry Machina, kind of. And that one was better than Crystar in a lot of ways, for me at least. So it was like sort of like, okay, cool. They're like figuring out what they need to do. But it's like, this was another example of like one of their like Caligula Effect 1 type situations, I feel like, almost, of just a real bad game. This is the one that's it was supposed to be like, they're like, oh, we love Final Fantasy Versus 13, and we wanted to make it like it really came out, and it's like a bold statement for a budget developer in general, but especially now that I've seen it, it's like I don't even know what to say about this one. It's just like it's a game about wizards. It's a game about wizards in Shibuya. A bunch of people started becoming wizards, so they had to create like a society based around oppressing wizards, which is kind of crazy.
Sure.
It's just bad. I don't need to get into all of it. Like you said, like there's not, you can read the review or whatever. It's just bad. It's just a really bad game. They don't really think about anything is the main thing. Like the combat's very basic. Nothing really happens in it. The whole game is predicated on this idea that like one of the major problems is being addicted to a drug called rubrum, which is abbreviated to rub, and they all just call it the rub. So there's like everyone's a rub dealer that they need to kill, and it's just like, okay, I'm fine with killing the rub dealers because they are evil in the setting, but like a perfect example of them not thinking about anything is how you're just constantly killing drug addicts in this game. It reminded me of Condemned in that way, if you ever played Condemned.
Mm-hmm.
Of just like, yeah, no, like you understand like this is an inherently a horror concept, but now by like taking it to a more macro setting, you are just sort of like implying like everyone who uses drugs is insane and should die.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. It's just the real thing that kills this game is just I never cared about any of the characters at all. It was they pretend that this game is a double protagonist game, and then they immediately just put the female protagonist as just a generic party member after like 8 chapters of 35, I think. And it's just about this one really boring guy who just wants to become the strongest wizard, and nothing really happens. It's crazy. I don't even know how this game got. I think it's, you know what gets me in games, I think, more than anything, is when a game is this bad and it still has like crazy marketing going on.
Yeah, they pushed it pretty hard.
And they pushed it pretty hard even after it came out in Japan and did pretty poorly as well.
Which, I mean, yeah, they must have just already... Yeah, they must have had it, like, lined up, especially because, you know, they have, like, that Nomura push a little bit at least.
They did, yeah. They had him saying weird. That, like, oh, yeah, he endorses it, and they had one of the Kingdom Hearts writers writing this somehow, and the Kingdom Hearts composer, Yoko Shimomura. It's just, like... It's one of those things that I always wonder about where it's just like, how can you, specifically with a lot of the marketing being interviewing like the director of the game, the lead gameplay designer, stuff like that. It's just like, how are they going out there like, yeah, check it out. Like I would die if I knew I had made Reynatis and then I had to like gas it up in front of everyone. I was really bummed out by this because I will play some dog shit sometimes and be like, you know what? That was actually really good. But this was just like really bad. I don't know. It made me sad because I feel like usually with not indie, this isn't indie, this is like budget, I guess. Usually with budget games, you at least see like the kernel of an idea somewhere that was really cool. And it's just like felt like you could barely even see that in this one. I like fluctuated between giving it a 2 or a 1, and then I was finally like, you know what? It like depressed me so much the more it kept going, so I think we're dropping it to a 1.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like it was lined up to be something that you specifically appreciated, and they just completely fumbled it on all aspects. What a shame.
Yeah, like not even one. Like there wasn't even like one like I wasn't like, oh wow, this Yoko. I've never been like, wow, this Yoko Shimomura music necessarily in Kingdom Hearts. Like it's the type of music that works really well for Kingdom Hearts. You know, when you're playing Kingdom Hearts, but it's not like, yeah, I'm gonna go listen to the Pirates of the Caribbean world theme right now. Let's go. So I wasn't blown away by like generic Kingdom Hearts music. I wasn't really blown away by like anything. It looks bad on the Switch also. I played it on the Switch. I know people tend to say like, oh, well, don't do that. But I was like, they kept saying in interviews that Switch was their lead platform. They had designed it around being on the Switch specifically. Because I think most Japanese developers have been doing that. And it just ran awful. Like, it's not even the frame rate. It just looks bad. Like, it looks bad to look at. Like, I could have stomached, like, low frame rate if the game at least, like, looked cool. But there was no trade-off. It was crazy. It was just bad. And it crashed all the time. So don't play Reynatis. That's my message, basically. Some people said, like, oh, I believe you that it's bad, but I have to see it for myself. Don't even do that. I'm going to tell you right now, don't even do that. Be kinder to yourself. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Big shame. Big shame. Because I mean, you know, you've talked up a lot of the other games by these folks. So I guess my one question though is because you did compare it to Caligula Effect. Do you think like a sequel would fix this, or like do you feel like this is just doomed?
It is possible that they could make a sequel that fixes this because the way that Furyu works as a publisher is they hire new development teams for like every fucking game. So like Caligula Effect 2 is made by completely different people than Caligula Effect 1 as an example. Cry Machina is made mostly by completely different people than Crystar, even if it has some talent overlap. I think that it's possible, but this one was like I guess Caligula Effect was really bad. It is possible that they could like salvage this because I think there are interesting concepts in the world. It's just like it's hard to even care about them when the game didn't like at all. Like it was just like it just felt like Reynatis would be a lot more interesting as like do you remember that book Dragonology? That was like this big book. They made like a bunch of them for a bunch of different things, but it was like a fake lore book about dragons from like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, I do remember that. A lot of people in my grade had copies of that, and I remember wanting it but never getting around to purchasing it.
It was crazy. It's a really interesting concept of like just like a fake, like almost like not academic because obviously it's intended for kids, but like, you know, like a lore book, a world building book type thing that exists rather than having a story inside of it.
Yeah.
I think Reynatis could have worked as that, but it's like if you see this world, you're just sort of like, why do I even give a shit? If they made a sequel, they'd have to just like have no character overlap at all, which I guess Caligula Effect 2 did. So maybe I think most people who have played it, most people I know one other person who reviewed it and they also hated it a lot, which helped me because I didn't know, I didn't have anyone to talk to about it when I was playing through it. I didn't know like necessarily, like I tried to look up Japanese, I just saw low scores. I was like, okay. But like when the English reviews came out for this, let me tell you, I felt such a relief that I didn't have like a gas leak or something, that because that's how that game made me feel. Like I was like, I don't even know is it really this bad? Could it really be this bad? Am I missing something? Is this writing this bad that it doesn't make any sense? Or am I just going insane? But it's like, no, it is that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like most people are probably like, I don't want to hear, like, I don't even know if enough people would give a Reynatis 2 a chance, is what I'm saying, basically. Like, Caligula Effect, I think it had some weird shooters for it. I don't know.
It's harsh. I mean, harsh but fair, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see it salvaged, but like, I feel like even if you fixed it, you would just be like, man, Reynatis is really fucking dog shit. I don't.
Yeah, like at this point, why even bother?
Yeah, exactly. Just move on. Go do Cry Machina 2 or something. I don't know. I don't know. What's the third? Cry Fantasy. Wait, I guess Cry Star's kind of that. I don't even know. What's like the third thing for sci-fi and fantasy?
Horror?
A
mixture. Yeah, sure.
Like cry horror.
I mean, I was gonna say a mixture of both, but yeah, I guess so.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. What else do we have on here? I guess I could take a turn talking about something that I played because we have pretty equal here. So I did finish SMT5.
I'm glad that you played Vengeance.
Vengeance, specifically, yeah. I loved it. I really liked it. I will say a lot of that love is from the combat. Like, I just love doing the combat. I love, you know, that loop is just very addicting to me no matter in what scenario it is. So I'm perhaps a little biased. But I still very much like the story, at the very least, like a good amount of it. Like, I think I am gonna definitely replay it and do like all the secret bosses and stuff, because that is the one thing I did not do. I didn't fight Demi-Fiend yet, and I haven't fought like Satan and like whatever other like super bosses there were, just because I was not really prepared. But like once I finished that game, it was just one of those things where it was like, I just kind of want to be done with this and move on to something else, and then I'll come back around, replay it, probably do the original story, even though it's not as good, and then try to get like whatever extra stuff, or whatever. I'm gonna mess around with it. We'll see how it goes. But I love the gameplay so much that like I'm still kind of like having to fight myself back from just being like, just replay it again. It's right there. Like, no, play something else, John. Play something else. Fantastic music. All the new stuff that they added is so good. Yeah, I absolutely just ate it up completely. I really, really enjoyed it. Some of the story bits were kind of like, but I do just appreciate the characters a lot more. Like, the big thing that I really like is that in Vengeance, they let you have human party members, and having them around makes doing like side quests and stuff so much better because they each weigh in on what's going on. It's the two girls. I know the new girl because you know every time that they make an SMT re-release, they have to have a new girl. It's like Yoko is the new girl, and then I gotta look up the name of the original lady who's there with you. Oh my god, I do not remember her name, even though I
played this game almost 2 times all the way through, and I am forgetting in this moment as well.
Tao. Yeah. And I really like it because Tao is basically the law rep, and then Yoko is the chaos rep. But it's not like super just basic, like what you would expect from law and chaos. Like a lot of other SMT games are just like, well, if you like law, you just want to be a slave to the angels forever. And if you like chaos, you just want pure survival of the fittest, like everyone kills each other, you're just teaming up with Lucifer and everyone just, you know, has to fight for everything. Like they're way more understanding. Like Tao is initially like very much just like, yes, I just want to work with the angels, I want to go forward with this, you know. And her worldview does expand over time as she realizes like, oh, they don't necessarily have like the full goodness of heart in their, like they're not just doing this to be good, they're doing this to gain followers and to oppress people who are standing up to them. And then Yoko's whole thing is more like, I just want to tear everything down, I'll worry about rebuilding, like if something is rebuilt from this, sure, but the way that things are right now is not worth any sort of effort to work inside of the system. And yeah, like Tao over time is influenced by this, not just like, oh yeah, no, let's just tear this down, and more just like, yeah, no, this system doesn't work, but I don't think that just throwing everything into disarray works. And you know, like I'm someone who has been pretty anti-law like throughout all of the SMT games that I have been playing. And I ended up getting the law ending in this one just because Tao was like, yeah, we're gonna get rid of the system. We are going to cause something new, but I don't want to just rip everything apart. I want to make it so people can have a healthy dream and be themselves. And, you know, that the system is there to support, not to just take advantage of. And like, that was really surprising to me. And, you know, I wasn't like gunning for any particular ending, so that was just the one that I fell into, and it was just like, yeah, no, that makes sense to me. But I'll probably like purposefully try to get other endings if and when I replay, just to see what happens and all that. But yeah, just like having them like bounce off of each other during side quests too was really cool, because it's just like, yeah, like there would be a side quest where it's like, oh, an angel is asking you to do something, and you know, Yoko's just immediately apprehensive, like, yeah, we shouldn't work with these guys. And then Tao is like, well, you know, I've been working with the angels for a while, let's hear them out. And then even at the end of it, you know, like if you end up doing something really horrible, it's just like, oh, well, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Or, you know, there's some side quests where it's like two separate characters who are like on opposing sides ask you for something, and then basically you just kill one of them pretty much. And one of the ones that I did where it was like a group of Lilim asked me like, hey, you know, we want to just go hang out in the real world because, you know, we're just gonna have fun, and you know, we're not planning on just like killing everybody, but you know, we'll get up to some mischief. And she's like, yeah, but you know, the angels are stopping us from doing that. Go tell off that angel, or you know, go fight him. And then you go meet the angel, and the angel's just like, of course, like why would you even deign to think of allowing demons into that realm? Like, for shame. And like, yeah, you know, it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, like, you know, they're just saying that they're going to be nice. How do you know they're not just going to go over there and start killing people? And so you know, it's the balancing act. And then once you go through with it, then it's just, you know, they directly respond, and it's not just, you know, like sometimes it could very much just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to sit here and think about what I've done. But I thought it was nice having people talk it out, and it felt way more natural to be like, like Yoko is very much just like, yeah, no, of course we should help them out. And then Tao is just like, well, I'm worried about what would happen in the future if, we just let demons run around. But at the same time, they have lives and they don't want to just be, like regulated so hard by the angels here. And also, just like being persecuted and worried about being killed here constantly. So I do really like them positing those questions and then having characters in game respond to it and, like potentially shift you over to their side naturally instead of just being like, well, I agree with this ending. It feels more like, oh, hey, I agree with this character's point of view. And I think that that's a lot more natural than otherwise.
I'm really glad that you played the Vengeance route and not original SMT5 at launch. Let me tell you, because everything you're like, oh, this is great, is something that was not there.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm so glad they were able to fix it up, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, again, I still kind of want to go through the original just to see, and like I think I did hear that there was some edits, but I don't know how major they were, or if it's really just like the gameplay edits and then they didn't really update the story.
I think it's mainly the gameplay edits.
Okay.
The craziest thing is just like they added the human party members in this, right? Like that's a thing, but it's just like they were just not in the narrative at all. Was the craziest part.
That was the big thing that I heard, was that, yeah, like they don't show up until like the end. And then this time it felt way more natural. Like you were, working with them. You were directly fighting them at some points. It's just, yeah, it felt like people standing up for their values, and it felt way more natural than just, I'm the one dude going around. Like that was definitely a big problem that I had with SMT3, where, like those characters do show up a little bit more than, than not at all, but definitely felt like, oh, you just were doing your own thing for like 75% of the game, or more than that even, I would say, like maybe like 85%, and then like that last 15% was like, okay, you're running back into your friends, and then they like summon their god, and then you go and fight their god at the end of the game, and that's like it. And it's just like, okay, yeah. Like what, like how did this end up happening? Like why is the guy like doing this? Why is the girl like being a crazy ass murderer now? Like, show me why. Give me a reason why this is happening. So I really dig that.
I would have played through like half of the Vengeance rap for being like, oh, I don't have it in me right now. But that was mainly because I 100%ed the hell out of that fucking Switch version, so I was just sort of like, oh.
Understandable in that regard then, because yeah, boy.
It was a lot better, like immediately. Like I was appreciating all the things they were doing, but it was just sort of like a thing of like, oh, I've still been through the environments though. Yeah.
Yeah, the open world aspect stuff isn't really amazing, but for what it is, it's fine. It's the SMT games always have kind of frustrating maps, like no matter what kind of, no matter how you're interacting with them, but this is definitely another level of just, oh yeah, now we're doing platforming segments, and sometimes it's just like, please don't do this to me. But I do like being able to pop all those crazy abilities and, kick major amounts of ass, and my team was nutty by the end of that game. I have like a new, like not absolute favorite demon, but just like one of the demons where I'm gonna be like, oh hell yeah, whenever I see her, is Artemis in this game.
Yeah,
like her, I made her like a crazy like obviously fizz focused, because that's like her whole thing, where it's just like I just had like every like fizz booster on her, and like every possible, like, oh yeah, this she automatically pierces with everything, and then she's just got a move that does 15 hits, so you just shred through anything you fight. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, she's rad as hell. She's got a really cool, like, her redesign is really cool. Like, you know, the old Kaneko one was very much like, oh yeah, no, here's this like very classical like huntress with the like motherly aspects, so she's got to have like 700 boobs on her or whatever. And this time they're just like, she's like a kind of like a magical girl kind of outfit, but like, you know, like I'd say like it definitely reminded me of like pure black, that kind of outfit, which I think is it works pretty well for what they're going for with her now. Doi's got great designs. Like, I don't want to say like, oh, poo-poo to the Kaneko designs, because a lot of them are really good, but yet some of those designs are so good. I still think that they should have both angels, though. I know that there's people who are like pissed off.
I agree.
They don't have the bondage angel anymore, and I'm like, I'm not even trying to be like unwoke or woke or whatever. I just think that they should have both. I think like if you're like more chaos sided, then they should have the bondage angels, and then the like more law, it should be the angels of the Mascon. That's what I think.
I think it's like, they should just be costumes you can put on them.
Sure, that too. That works. I mean, whichever. I mean, yeah, but if they want to tie it in a little bit, I could see them doing it that way, just because, like, yeah, they could be like, oh, these are the fallen ones that are working with Lucifer, you know? I don't know. It was fun. It was fun. Paul Eiding is Lucifer in this game, and it's kind of crazy. Just hearing, like, Colonel Campbell saying all this shit. I was like, damn, okay, cool. But no, a lot of news this week, so let's hop into it. Like, I'm mostly focusing on stuff from like the past week, even like not even being like, oh yeah, no, let's catch up. Like all of this stuff happened like in the last like 8 or 9 days. Because Tokyo Game Show is like currently happening, so stuff is kind of still getting announced a little bit, but also kind of not. Like, I don't know. It's very strange. But there was also a state of play, so there's just a ton of stuff going on here. So let's just kind of dig in here. Let's see here. Okay, we can start with the Sony stuff, because there's a lot of Sony stuff. And most of it is just like, okay, guys, all right, whatever. Yeah, they announced their new hardware model, the PS5 Pro. It's $700, right? Or is it $800? $700. It's $700.
It's $700. Wait, yeah, and then it's $800 with the disc drive.
Yeah, it does not come with a disc drive
and the stand.
Yeah, it does not come with a disc drive. It does not come with a stand if you're buying the $700 version. And I mean, it's, you know, they got the graphical updates for some of the games. Not that many though. They like listed how many, and it was like what? It was like 11 or some shit that they've announced so far.
They had that second state of play we'll talk about in a bit. That just they were just like, yeah, look, it's what it was. They were like, Alan Wake 2 will get it. All these other ones will randomly get it. Check it out. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or whatever. Mm-hmm. I just, to me, it's just like I think it's insane to go for a GPU upgrade as the main thing here. The fact that there's like, I don't think there is much of a CPU upgrade, if any.
No.
Is my understanding. And that's like the main thing that's the bottleneck for like recent games like Baldur's Gate and Dragon's Dogma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're smoking. I guess they probably believe the lies that like, I mean, 4K penetration is still pretty low in general. Mm-hmm. Compared to like its contemporary, like, you know, like an HD TV, 720p, 1080 instead of, but like I think they really thought 8K was going to be big right now, which is insane.
It's wild. It's just not something that I think the average person is going to be interacting with whatsoever.
The average developer, even like those games are running checkerboard 4K 90% of the time if they are putting out in 4K. Like if you care about graphic snob stuff. It's just like I can't imagine caring.
It's not something that anyone should be bothering with that much, because it's so unnoticeable a lot of the times. Like, the digital foundries of the world are going to be able to be like, oh yeah, no, look at all these, look at how nice this looks and all that, but
yeah,
it's not something that you're going to be able to really notice just from a glance. And yeah, it would just be nicer if it just ran better, if the games just ran better. Like the graphics are good enough already, just make them run better, run faster, and
but even then, the thing is, like, people want it to run better on the quality setting. Not even like most games have the performance mode on the PS5 already that just run fine. The issue there would just be like, cleaning up the performance mode a bit more with some because like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a good example of like, I don't mind it, but I know some people get really mad about the artifacting that happens when you're playing that game at like 120 FPS or whatever. But it's like, who knows if this will even actually fix any of those problems.
I don't think anyone does.
The main thing that got me was the PlayStation 4 Pro came out, and it was the price of the PlayStation 4, and then they lowered the price of the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And this is more...
way more expensive, and the PS5 is still the same price.
They raised it in Japan.
Yeah, they did. What's going on, y'all?
People are letting them get away with murder. That's all I can think is like all these companies doing stock buybacks and all this stuff, and then being like, oh, we don't have money because we spent all this money on stock buybacks. And then it's like everyone just believes it, goes, wow, games are too expensive to make now.
Shake my head. But yeah, they had their state of play. Trying to see if this was one. Yeah, I think they did announce the Let me see. Okay, no, the list of games that get updates with the PS5 Pro. Let me just rattle that off real quick. Let me take a sip of water first. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Horizon Forbidden West, Last of Us 2, remastered, not original. It's gotta be the remaster. Gran Turismo 7, Hogwarts Legacy, Alan Wake 2, Stellar Blade, Dragon's Dogma, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Snake Eater Delta, Dragon Age Veilguard, First Ascendant, The Crew Motorfest, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Demon's Souls, F124, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which, sure.
Assassin's Creed Shadow just delayed.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about that more in a moment. Yeah, it's got so much shit going on. Oh my god. And they also announced a special edition PS5 Pro that is the color of the PS1. I mean, it looks kind of nice, but not enough to wade through all the fucking bots and all that shit, because they already sold out. They announced it and it's already out and sold out. And I was kind of looking at that DualSense that's PS1 colored, especially because it comes with a charging cable that looks like the PS1 cable, which is kind of cute, but not enough to be like, oh man, I need to go get it right now. I need to pre-order it now. I need to drop all no. No way. And I'm not paying $700 for a fucking side grade like that. I'm good.
Yeah, my main thing is why are we doing this? If they're I just hate it. I hate the focus on graphics in general. I know. Yeah. But it's especially this is going to do so bad, dude. Mm-hmm. They're already it'll be fine is the thing. Mm-hmm. Is just the grim truth is it'll be fine. There are a million guys out there who just arbitrarily buy this stuff.
Oh yeah. Sometimes more than once because they're nuts.
More than one. The scalpers, of course, will just instinctively do it.
Yeah, those PS5 Pros that sold out today, that was because scalpers are already selling their pre-orders on eBay for $3,000.
Yeah, and I know that went really badly for them with the PS5, but I'm still not surprised it's happening again. Mm-hmm. I would just love them to announce that they were making a game.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I would like it. I know we just got Astrobot. That was one game. But
Well, they did announce other stuff, but it wasn't really anything that.
But they announced like Horizon Zero Dawn remastered.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's go through the state of play here.
They have one more game. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. One more, and it's not. Who gives a shit? Okay. Yeah. State of play. Here we go. Yeah. They're gonna have a free speedrun thing. Update for Astrobot. Coming soon.
And they're putting Stellar Blade and the Helldivers guys in there, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. I think like the credits had like some like, copyright information where like they're probably going to put like what's her name from Beyond Good and Evil? I don't remember her name off the top of my head right now.
Jade.
Jade, right. I was going to say Jane, but no, Jade, yeah. And probably some other stuff, I don't know, but they'll probably keep just adding more little guys and maybe some extra bonus missions or whatever here and there. Because the speedrun stuff was fun. I was feeling some of that Astrobot FOMO, and I replayed through the pack-in one, the Playroom one or whatever. Yeah, I think it's Astro's Playroom.
I don't know if you saw the PlayStation added like a welcome dashboard thing now on the PS5. It was narking you out. It had a whole tab dedicated to you. It was like, John has been playing Astrobot all week. Like, okay, thanks for letting me know.
I didn't play it all week. I played it for like an afternoon, and I went through and got all the trophies, and also like got first place on my friends list on all the speedruns, which is probably not like super impressive, but I wanted to make sure. It is fun. Like, yeah, I'm still very interested in playing the new one. Just gonna have to be eventually. I'm gonna have to wait until they add Helldivers. I don't want to play that until I see my favorite soldier guys running around with shooting bugs. I guess I don't fucking know. There was a new stop motion clay horror game called Midnight Walk that is made by the people who made Lost in Random.
Yeah, that was interesting. I played a little bit of Lost in Random, and I liked it. When I see this and I saw that it was VR, I was a little scared, but then I was like, Lost in Random's a real video game. It is a game you can play. This will probably be cool.
A game called Hell Is Us, where you play as the main character from Arknights for some reason.
I was losing my mind that it was, I think Niall said it. But it's like, the game looks really interesting. It looks sort of like Death Stranding-y, character action-y almost. It's like, cool, interesting ideas. And then it's just like busts out like John Arknights is a good way to put it. Like the most
boring looking MF in the entire planet.
Generic guy ever. And it was like, okay. I'm still interested in it, but.
Sure. Metro Awakening, which is a PSVR Metro game. They're kind of leaning. I think this section was just kind of like the PSVR section. Arc Age Chronicles, which is
Arc Age 2.
Sure.
They just relabeled it, which is insane. I was confused because Black Desert has that single player one they're making, Red Desert or whatever the hell. I thought that this was this, but no, I think this is just Arc Age 2. So a Nightmare MMO.
Sure. We got here we go. Again, we will go over this further later, but they did say that Palworld is on PS5. So
finally, the thing that really got me there is that they were like, yeah, it's here, it's on PS5, but there's no reference to the fact that game is in early access, that it's like still super buggy and all this other stuff. Just treat it as like, yep, it's out.
It's out, yeah. Not out in Japan, which we'll talk about that later. But yeah, very funny. Oh, here's a good one though. Here's one where I saw this and I was rubbing my hands together and I was like, yes, thank you. They are doing a remaster collection for the Lunar games, the Silver Star Story and Eternal Blue. It looks really nice. The like upscaling looks really good.
Yeah, I think they learned from Grandia. It's the same people who did the Grandia remasters.
And I mean, Yeah, those are good remasters for the most part, from what I heard, right? Or
yeah, they patched in like a bunch of stuff also after the fact. Like they have the horrible filter that everything gets or whatever at first, and then everyone was like, no, and they were like, okay, don't worry, we're fixing it. So they have like a good compromise filters and stuff like that.
But I'm just glad because I've been kind of thinking about these games for a while. I've heard that Lunar is so good, but my insane brain is like, well, I gotta buy it physically, and they only release those games in like special editions, and so they're always like $250 at every game store. So that's something I don't gotta worry about now. This is probably gonna be like at some point it's gonna be $20 even physically, probably, unless it's a through limited run or some shit, which it probably will be. So we'll see. Shaking my head here. There's an update to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, where you could play as two characters I've never heard of in my entire life.
I'm glad they're perpetuating the women can't be named after artists and have to be named after works thing that they started in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Venus de Milo.
Yeah, because we got Mondo Gecko, who is a cool gecko who skateboards, and Mona Lisa, who I guess is also a gecko, I guess? And she's got like a bandana. Again, I've never heard of either of these characters in my life.
I like turtles, and I don't know.
Yeah. They're also adding on a new remix soundtrack with a bunch of guest composers. I know Anamanaguchi is on it, which is pretty neat. Let me see if there's like a list of everyone who's on the remix thing. Let me see. Tomoya Tomita, Jake Kaufman, Keiji Yamagishi, Sean Bialo, and Button Masher. So a good roundup of chiptune artists there. There's going to be a post-launch update for Sonic X Shadow Generations, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, I guess. Where you get a skin for Shadow that looks like the Sonic 3 movie Shadow, and there's going to be a level based on the movie, and this, I don't know if it's this skin or just like when he's in this level, but Keanu is in fact coming in to do the voice for this version of Shadow, so fucking A.
It was really beautiful to see. They really are going off.
They are. I saw that they put out some new like cartoon thing about Shadow and Maria and all that. I haven't watched it yet, but
they're gonna make a Chow one too. They're gonna make a Chow. It's an animated series about Sonic visiting a Chow garden over the course of a year.
Yeah, they're really going for it. I respect this. I highly respect that they're just like, yeah, we know what you want.
It's the fearless year of Shadow.
That's right. Fantasian got a US release date. It's out on December 5th. That's that game that was trapped on Apple Arcade for the longest time. Looks really good. I'm very excited for this one. They had more stuff for Dragon Age. Do you have any opinions on the stuff that they showed for Dragon Age, the Veilguard?
The combat looks cool. Some people have been mad because they did some weird things with this one where it's much more action-based, which you can tell from that fucking trailer. But it seems cool. Like, it seems like you get to use a lot of moves, and they're only letting you play as the main character in this one. Usually they let you switch between all the characters or whatever, which made sense for real time with pause, I think, is what Dragon Age combat is like. And it's like, but now it's just full active time. So it makes sense that they want to focus on like the animations of one character. I'm hoping it'll be good. There's like, they keep showing like them fighting big guys, but my understanding is from when they've shown other gameplay, like you can do launchers on guys and stuff like that and air combos. So I think that'll be a fun game to play, at least. I'm kind of scared about the writing, but I don't know how you feel about this. I know you're not a Dragon Age fan or anything, but I think visually the game looks bad. I'm not a fan.
I mean, I never really liked the like models per se. Like some of the older ones did look pretty decent, but yeah, it looks a little weird. It's very like bloomy. Like all the characters are glowing.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is. I've really been getting annoyed with the bloom and everything recently.
Mm-hmm.
But also they made the horn people look so weird now. They used to have like a ton of like it used to be like their horns are like look like they're like painfully coming out of their forehead type stuff. So they had like a bunch of wrinkles and stuff like that. And now they're like trying to be like, no, look, they're smooth. And it's like,
yeah.
So I'm hopeful for that game still though. I'm sure there'll be at least something fun in there.
Mm-hmm. We got a date for the Alan Wake, the final part of the Alan Wake expansion. It's in October.
Yeah, which we kind of knew because they're releasing that physical version that has everything on it. And I think that's coming out end of October, but it's still nice to be like, yeah, it's probably coming a little earlier than that.
Yeah, I mean, they did say that, like, the physical version was going to have the first DLC on the disc, but not the second. So I don't know if they're changing that or... Yeah, it was one of those things.
They said, like, we'll see.
I mean, yeah, maybe now they're going to be like, okay, yes, it's on there. Y'all are good. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's involving the Bureau. We've got the Bureau of Control in there somehow. So I'm pretty stoked. Let's see where it goes. It's called the Lake House.
Did you play the first one DLC?
No, I think I got fired like right around when it came out, so I couldn't buy it.
Oh yeah, understandable. It's pretty cute. It's pretty fun. I'm excited for a more horror themed one. Let's say.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting this once this drops. You know, if there's like a sale or something.
Last time they did a sale the day of, so probably.
Okay, that's good. They're putting Hitman on PSVR. In December, sure.
They made that for Germa, even though he's barely around anymore.
God, that's so sad. Yeah, that Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver remaster got leaked like in June or whenever Comic-Con was. They announced it. It's coming out December 10th. I can understand why people are a little upset. It does seem like a lot more clean than the original. Like, it basically just looks like they just cleaned up all the like smudginess. Like, I wouldn't say it looks like bad, but like, yeah, like the thing everyone's saying is like they all look like action figures based on the characters instead of the actual like original designs. Which I get it, but hey, this is going to be a nice way for people to play these games because. Now, I know that Legacy of Kain is very much like a beloved classic series, so, you know, it's good to have it available.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm going to be able to play it, because I probably could play it right now. I have them on Steam from a Humble Bundle forever ago, but you have to do so much shit to those ports.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, maybe I'll just wait for an easy way to freaking play this.
And they gave you one, so there you go.
Yeah.
There was one of those Blumhouse horror games, and you know they're going all in on horror games and all that. It's called Fear the Spotlight. It's, you know, one of those like blocky polygonal like PS1 inspired games because, you know, PS1 games didn't look this good, but you know it's inspired. Yeah, it's got that style.
The post processing is what always gets me. It's like I don't mind it, but it's like they always go crazy on the post processing.
100%.
It looks cool though. This one when they had this at the last, I think it was like the Summer Games Fest. I think is when they showed a bunch of Blumhouse games. This one looked good.
Mm-hmm.
It's curious to see actual like extended gameplay of it because they kind of just jump around a lot.
Mm-hmm. There's Towers of Agazba. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Apologize if not. It's just like an island building game. Early access coming in November. At least they're saying that it's early access.
See, I don't mind when they're like saying that it's early access, you know? Like that really is the thing. It's like, just say it. Just be honest.
Yeah. Just say it. There's updates to Lego Fortnite, and there's a Lego Fortnite DualSense, which, sure.
It's the...
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
Lego Fortnite's fascinating as a concept, I'll say that.
It's weird, yeah. I mean, this controller looks fucked up, but if it's anything like the fucking the like Fortnite Switch, if you're in the, let's say, market to purchase something and then sit on it and sell it, maybe this would be smart to do. I mean, I know we're talking about how shitty scalpers are, but I guess this would probably be a safe investment because, yeah, that Fortnite Switch is like $1,000 now.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Dynasty Warriors Origins is coming out January 17th.
I never liked Musos that much, but I have seen some stuff from the TGS stuff coming out today. That seemed really funny about this. Like, I think the main thing was you can challenge like a guy to a duel, and then all of the soldiers will like run around and make a giant arena with their bodies because there's 7 million soldiers on the field at all times because it's Dynasty Warriors.
It's pretty good.
And I was like, that's fun.
Yeah, that's fun. That's pretty good.
It is funny to make an Origins for Dynasty Warriors, though, conceptually. Like, it's like, what does that even mean?
It means that for the first time, one dude killed 300 million guys all at once, and everyone was like, oh, fuck. There you go.
This is how there was a warlord during the Three Kingdoms period.
Wow, who'da thunk?
Finally, we're getting to the root of this.
Mm-hmm. We got a release date for Monster Hunter Wilds, February 28th.
I'm pretty excited for that, but I'm a little worried because their system specs came out for PC and they were crazy, and I was hearing from people who played the demo at PAX that it was not running great.
Uh-oh.
Which is, I mean, I can put up with it. I played that shit on the DS, but like, it is sort of like, you know, Rise was running well on the Switch even recently. But everything else looks cool about this game. One of those cases where, you know, I hate open worlds, but it feels like this is a game where they could at least make it work.
Yeah, it makes sense in this regard, for sure.
Yeah.
The dreaded Horizon part of the program, where they reveal the release date for Lego Horizon Adventures, which is...
that has to be the most fucked up game ever made. Just conceptually, in every angle. I'm just like, what's going on?
Who is that for? Who, like,
yeah, is it for a child? What? Like, is it for a dad who like really likes Horizon and they need to like indoctrinate their kids? Like, what?
Like the only real market I could see is it's dads who are way too into Lego, and also dads who play games on the big screen in their living room, and their kid walks by and sees Horizon, and he like doesn't want the kid to play something that violent, but
yeah,
like
that's what it's just weird.
I feel like it's way too niche because, yeah, like for the person who's just crazy about Lego, they could have just done literally anything and they would have bought it. And then for like, I don't think there's enough of the latter dads that are enough for a market, but because I can't imagine kids being like, wow, a Lego version of Horizon. I can't imagine that, you know, like, because I can imagine,
exactly.
I can imagine so many kids being like, oh yeah, I love Star Wars, you know, here's a kid's version of that.
Spider-Man, another Sony game property they have access to or whatever for something like this. Like, this is almost on par with Lego The Last of Us as a concept to me.
Yeah.
Like, why?
It's very bizarre. And then, yeah, like you said earlier, they're doing a fucking remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Which they just did, like, a mini remaster of, like, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, they did the PS5 update or whatever.
Yeah, they did, like, the big patch to make it look better on PS5. Which, like,
why?
yeah,
what are we doing?
If you have the PS4 version, it's $10, which, you know, sure, but at the same time, yeah, if you put the PS4 version in your PS5, it's probably going to look around as good as what this will look like.
Or worse, based on some of those images floating around.
Yeah, they, like, super yassified Aloy. Like, straight up, I think they basically listened to some of the fucking crazy racist DEI people. Because she does look more quote unquote feminine in a lot of those pictures.
It just looks like they smoothed her.
They did. They did, and it's just like, ugh, come the fuck on. Like, don't listen to these insane people. Shut up.
It's either that or like it just either answer is bad. Like if they listen to that, it's bad. But even like if it's like they didn't care enough that it ends up like that, that's also really bad.
Yes. And don't worry, everybody. Another $1 trillion to Yoko Taro, because there's gonna be Nier Automata DLC for Stellar Blade.
It feels a bit on the nose.
Extremely. Again, like, I guess good for him that he's, you know, again, sticking by his claim that they will do anything for money. But, like, okay, sure.
The real good news from this was that they said that the Stellar Blade soundtrack is now streaming, and it's a pretty good soundtrack.
Sure, and yeah, they're adding a photo mode too. So, yeah,
that was insane. I've bemoaned the photo modes existing in every game recently because it's like you'll open up fucking Star Wars and it'll be like, wow, yeah, let's take a picture of Cal Kestis here or something. Like it's like this feels a little unnecessary, but like that game's about dressing up. Like Stellar Blade is literally about like dressing her up in 70 different outfits or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just crazy to me that it didn't have that.
Look, I was at least glad that there was a photo mode in Vengeance because I got to take like a picture of Naho Biho.
Demons, right? Like
yeah.
Yeah.
I had Naho Biho like staring out across the lake. So I got to take a picture and like do the man meme with him, you know? Like there you go. Yeah, I went to Target semi recently and I saw that that's still like full price and I'm just like, oh god, yeah, like I'm probably gonna get this when it's like Black Friday, you know, like
I said, like $20. It's a fun game.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want a goofy character action thing, sure. They updated PS Plus stuff. They're gonna have the Dead Space remake, Doki Doki Literature Club, and WWE 2K24. As well as Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, and Dino Crisis, all on the PS Plus stuff. And also, they are putting The Last of Us Part 1 on there to commemorate The Last of Us Day. Are you excited for The Last of Us Day, Rose?
Yay! I let me tell you, I was really like, when I was rescuing, I'm not really going to talk about it because I don't think I have much to say, but when I was rescuing the freaking Last of Us robots and Astrobot, and it was like they're the Last of Us 1 ones, I was like, oh, I used to like that game.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm. Some new DualSense colors. I really like that green one. Oh my god, I'm looking at that. That is a very nice color. It
looks very good, yeah.
Yeah.
I have one of the metallic red ones that they made semi-recently because they keep fucking killing the controller.
I have been fortunate enough to just have the one, so, but, you know, I guess
I'm
it's
glad.
Nice.
I mean, I feel like the real thing that's the difference is, like, I probably just, I play Final Fantasy 14 on my PlayStation, so it's like I'm probably just using it more than most, but it's like
maybe
I'm on my third controller.
Jeez.
I'm really, really hoping that the DualSense V2 has something fixing those sticks, because when you look it up, it's like I'm not the only one.
No, yeah, you're definitely not alone with what's up with, you know, your history with it. I'm not. Yeah, you're understandable.
No. I'm just like I hope that they clean it up, because it's just like, I would like to like that controller, but it is sort of the thing of like, you know, when Astrobot does those things, it's like, all right, take advantage of the PlayStation 5 controller. I'm sort of like, can I? Am I allowed to?
Like, I feel like the PS5 controller is taking advantage of me. What are you talking about? And they rounded it off with the latest sequel to Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima called Ghost of Yote, which is set like 300 years in the future, that's kind of neat. And it's also starring a samurai lady named Atsu. And, you know, people are freaking the fuck out about that because, you know, but it's pretty funny though that like the woman who is playing Atsu is like pretty open about like her feminist views, which is at least nice. And she's also not like giving any of them the time of day, which I respect that a lot, where it's, instead of like wading into the discourse, just like, oh, she's just blocking them. Like, yeah, that's what you should do. Fuck them.
I'm at least like moderately more hopeful for this than I would be like a second Ghost of Tsushima game. I thought it was really interesting. They were talking about it. They were saying like, first of all, that it's a good thing that they're distancing themselves from like one of my main problems with the original game was like there is a historical bias against Mongolia for several reasons, but I don't think you should be making a game about how it's like good to kill an entire race specifically. And that was kind of my main problem with Ghost of Tsushima. Just like the weirdness of it. So like setting it 300 years later is good. This was probably just going to be very Golden Kamuy-y based on where it is and the premise of the story. I think like there's a lot more potential, and them saying that the movie and everything else is going to be based more off of this than anything else is very interesting to me. Because I think if they are going to like actually be having to think about it, and if they have, I've heard like people really like the Japanese localization that's completely different for Ghost of Tsushima or whatever. If they have those people on board from the get-go, helping them change things, it could genuinely be really good.
Oh, and also, my apologies real quick. The actor playing Atsu is non-binary, so apologies. But still, yes, good on them for not putting up with any of these idiots shit. I mean, Tokyo Game Show is also happening.
But it's like happening.
Yeah, so we're like in the thick of it, and also a good amount of the stuff that's getting announced, I feel like, are things that are like Microsoft had a showcase, and it was mostly them just being like, yeah, we're gonna localize stuff into Japanese. They were like, yeah, like their big stuff was like, oh yeah, Indiana Jones is gonna be available in Japanese. Which yeah, that's that. Like, I'm sure that game will be good. So, I would hope that Japanese folks will be able to play it. Some of the other stuff that got announced, though, the big one, the one that I was hooting and hollering about, that everyone was rightly hooting and hollering about, they announced the next Like a Dragon game, and it is, I'm just gonna read the name, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
What a beautiful world we live in.
What a beautiful world we live in, where we finally get the Majima solo game, and he's running a pirate crew sailing around Hawaii, and he's a pirate now. And you could swap between pirate style attacks and his regular Mad Dog attacks.
It's got launchers. I'm just happy every time there's launchers these days. I just like, we've been trapped in the Souls world for so long everywhere.
Majima has launchers in this game, and you can active swap between his fighting styles in the middle of combos.
He needs to go Royal Guard.
Yeah.
I'm really stoked about this, John. I'm going to be real with you.
As am I.
Man. I wanted a Majima game so bad after Zero, and we finally got it.
Yeah, like, it's fine that it's definitely going to be a lot, like, okay, I was going to say it's definitely going to be, like, pure goofy, but...
As opposed to those other Yakuza games.
Well, that, and also, like, I thought about it for a minute, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I remembered when this was supposed to be set, and some things may be revealed. Yeah. We'll see. And then, some other quick things, real quick. The first 2 DLC characters for the new Fatal Fury got announced, and it's Ken and Chun-Li from Street Fighter. We're doing true cultural cross-pollination here, like Terry and Mai are in Street Fighter, and Ken and Chun-Li are in City of the Wolves. It's nice that it's not just Ryu, like I would have just expected Ryu and Chun-Li, but it's nice that it's Ken, especially because, like, Ken's it's not like a deep history, but everyone thinks about the CVS2 intro of Ken tossing Terry's hat to him, like, and that just speaks so much in that one animation. And I think they also like introduce them having like more of a history in Street Fighter 6. Like Terry's got his whole like arcade mode playthrough, so I think they introduce like Terry interacting with Ken there. So I like that they're kind of abiding by that and being like, yeah, no, they're old friends. They participated in the CVS tournaments together, and now they're like, now that they're doing other stuff. I apologize for not knowing who made the tweet, but I saw the tweet that was like, if they're implying that Fatal Fury and King of Fighters takes place in the same universe as Street Fighter and vice versa, what it's telling me is that all the Street Fighter characters just never appeared in KOF before because they don't have enough friends to make a team of 3. which is pretty good and also kind of true. Like, I mean, I guess other than like fucking like Bison could just like go in with like Balrog and like some of his guys. I'm forgetting fucking Vega. Yeah, like Bison, Vega, and Balrog could be a team, but like they're not going to go in, So it's just like, it's pretty funny. They also have that like super bizarre teaser with Ronaldo, the soccer player, which they haven't like actually announced what it is. They just have a teaser where it's just like Ronaldo is involved in City of the Wolves. So it's like, is he going to be a playable character? Is it going to be like a skin? Is he just going to like be in the background of a stage? Like, nobody knows. It's really weird. I mean, it's extremely on brand because like every Latino person is gonna flip their fucking lid over this, like, understandably, because it's like, oh yeah, King of Fighters and football, the greatest games of all, like, but it's very weird that they just kind of like hinted at that and didn't actually like talk about what it was. And Rose, if you want to talk about this level 5 stuff, because
sure. So they had the level 5s event, which was like Vision for All the World's Children, which is an incredible name.
It's a really good one.
This was supposed to happen back in June and they delayed it. Much like they've been delaying everything. So like every year they just delay all of these games. I think the only game that they have come out with in the last like 5 years is Megaton Musashi, and its remake. It's a remaster, I guess you would say. It's reiteration for the Switch or whatever. Which is a good game. It's a fun game, but it's just it's just sort of like, what is going on over there? Because like Yokai Watch 4 was never localized over here. They closed level 5's base over here, so like they don't have like a marketing arm or a publishing arm over here anymore. And they just have not been releasing any games. They keep delaying them. They've had Deca Police in development for years now. I've known people who have gone to demos of that game and said that it seemed like it was done multiple times. But they just delayed that to 2026 at this event. They last month they delayed the new Fantasy Life game, which is being made by Keiji Inafune, which is the scariest thing ever. That got delayed inexplicably, indefinitely. It was supposed to come out, I think, within the next month. And now it's coming out in April, I believe. And that was, so they said to add the biggest open world ever seen yet, or whatever, in a Fantasy Life title, which is like, okay, a choice. Again, this is one of those games where it makes sense to a degree. It works well with like what that game is theoretically, but it's not the type of thing you should be doing this late into development.
Yeah, that should be something that they should have had like on the docket from the get-go, instead of like, oh, we're delaying this to put the open world, like, whoa, no.
Yeah, like, even if that's not,
even if that's not true, even if it was something that they, started implementing further into development, but
polish or something.
Yeah, still, like, it's just scary to be mentioning it now for the first time.
Yeah. They also they delayed the Inazuma 11 game, which I think that's to June. I think this isn't the one that has an open beta that you can access on the Switch and stuff. right now. I think this is like the one of the single player games, I believe. Oh, it's a remake of the original. Yeah. So
okay.
that one's like, that got delayed to June. I think that was supposed to come out a bit ago.
Yeah.
And then fucking Layton isn't who knows when Layton's coming out. But that's probably fine. The real thing was they announced fucking the next Yokai Watch, and then like it has the most insane trailer ever. I don't even know how to begin to explain that. But it was a lot of just rough concepts for the future of Yokai Watch, which, you know, looks pretty cool. It seems like it's going to be focused more on like crafting. I think a lot of people have always said that like calling Yokai Watch Pokemon clone is weird because it's more like an SMT clone. So expanding upon that and being like, you know what, let's get all the way into like fusion, but like in different ways. Like they were showing like they had the pineapple pen guy there to show the concept of combining parts to make different creatures. Like they had like a roll cake samurai knight type thing, or like a apple with wheels.
Yeah, I think there's like different ghosts that give you different things. Like maybe like certain ghosts can be made by combining stuff, and then there's certain ghosts that can't combine. I think that's kind of what they were implying, because they were like, here's the green one, and yeah, okay. I hadn't seen the trailer until like right before we started recording, and that shit was insane.
I highly recommend looking it up if you haven't seen it. It's incredible.
It's wild.
Concept dance.
I mean, I guess I understand the concept more. Yeah.
Yeah, you understand the concept of green now.
I do.
But yeah, even that concept for Yokai Watch 2, it's probably a Switch 2 game almost certainly. They've been very Nintendo platform bound, but they end that trailer by being like, platform secret, release date, who knows? Like, okay, who knows when that's coming out? And it's kind of scary because it's like, Level 5 has like some of the craziest developers like ever. Like I know you're playing Dark Cloud right now, right? A little bit, yeah. I mean, I haven't played too much about it, so I guess I could just kind of squeeze that in here. I like it for the most part. I think the weapon degradation in that game is a dog shit, and not even necessarily like, because you know, like weapon degradation can be fine. It's more that your weapons just completely break, and also it's not super like standard how much like damage your weapons will take from using them. So it's just like, you know, I'll have leveled up a weapon a ton, and I'll be in the middle of just fighting, and like, you know, it'll be like, oh, it's, you know, you're at like 15 hit points left, and then I'll swing at something and it'll knock it down to like 10. And then I'll swing at at the same enemy, and then it'll just break. Okay, why was the first hit 5 and then the other hit 10? Like, what's going on? What was different? Which that sucks a lot. But I do really like the world. I like how the dungeons are set up. I like the town building. It's very cute. Everyone just kind of told me to skip to Dark Cloud 2, but I'm gonna see how much longer I can kind of put up with this one, because yeah, the weapon degradation stuff does piss me off a whole lot. Like Lorelei was telling me, like, yeah, in Dark Cloud 2 it still has the weapon degradation, but like your weapons don't permanently break, and also the repair powder is far more common, and so it's like, okay, yeah, that sounds way better, because it's definitely like what they were trying to do with like Breath of the Wild, where it's like, oh yeah, they're trying to get you to like try different things and like, you know, level up different stuff, and yeah, it just doesn't really work here. But hearing that it's not a permanent break, like that immediately is like, okay, then that makes sense, because it'll be like, yeah, you know, you're out in the dungeon, you have like 4 swords, you have this much repair powder, you know, it's more about like, oh hey, this is like how much ammo I have, instead of like, oh well, I just fucked up and now this sword that I've had for like 6 hours is just gone unless I reset, and that sucks. So yeah, we'll see. I'm glad to be playing it though, because yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead though. No, that I wanted that. I was going to say, so you see, Level 5 is, they come up with a lot of really interesting ideas generally in their games. which is why I think a lot of people like them. Like I'm a big fan of Yokai Watch. Yokai Watch 1 has like some issues. Yokai Watch 2 cleaned them up. Yokai Watch 3 is just straight up good. I really need to play more of it. But they have like the most insane management of all time. Just consistently. They just make like the most insane decisions all the time. Like Yokai Watch was like a thing where it was like, it was doing really well. Everyone liked how cute like they were. And then they were like, all right, let's do insane Yokai Watch spin-offs that are like edgy. And then also one where we turn them all into humans. And it's like, what? Like, what are you doing? They just have bad management. So it's just like, I feel like that bad management is really hitting right now, where it's like, they genuinely have not released like a game in like years. And it's going to be years until I guess it won't be years. They're going to have Fantasy Life next year. And I guess that Inazuma 11 remake, but Deca Police being 2026 is insane. Like, that was supposed to come out last year.
Yeah, like it'd be one thing if it was like, I mean, yeah, it would be one thing, and it would still be kind of crazy if it got delayed to like, you know, like next May or something. But yeah, just being like, oh yeah, it's not even coming out next year. Like, what? What are you doing? What's going on over there? What's going on? Level 5? Talk to us. Is KG Inafune fucking like, you guys sorry. Over?
yeah, that's the real thing. With all those recent stories, it's entirely a possibility.
I cannot believe. Yeah, I will just straight up say, like, the fact that like a bunch of stories about KG Inafune came out at like all at once, and in particular, like that he explicitly told them that they had to show Roll's panties in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Like, oh my god. Like, insane. Fuck off, dude.
He's the guy in the office being like, you need to put Phoenix in to Apollo Justice sequels. You need to make Phoenix the main character again. It's like, what are you doing?
Like, he truly is like Humpty Dumpty in Puss in Boots 1, basically. Like, he's just behind every bad decision in some way, it feels like. And it's just like, oh, because it really does feel like they have like excised the frustration with Inafune and like oh my god,
what are you trying to think of?
The Street Fighter guy,
Ono.
Yeah, Yoshinori Ono. Like excising them has, or you know, like not maybe not excising is the right term, but like having them not around has made Capcom seemingly so much better, you know. And it's like Ono wasn't like dog shit, but he definitely had some pretty rough ideas. He was pretty
bad in a lot of ways.
He had a lot of rough ideas, but now that he's over at fucking Delight Works, they're just like, oh yeah, no, let's do a bunch of good ideas. So I don't know. I guess maybe he just needed to step away from fighting games and just work on Fate. Let's see here. Okay. And so this last one isn't actually confirmed, but I'm honestly straight up surprised it hasn't been yet. So, Atlas is very good at leaking things on accident. And the latest thing that, well, actually, no, it's not the latest thing that got leaked ahead of time, because like right after this, something else did get leaked. But one of the latest things was that they accidentally updated the achievements for SMT3 on Steam to have to be achievements for Raidou Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army. So it sure sounds that like that they are doing some kind of remaster of at least that game. It would be really cool if they did both of them, but at the very least, it seems that they are doing some form of remaster project for the Raidou game. Maybe. I mean, it would be kind of crazy if they just, like, I want them to just package them into one package, but at the very least, like, if they're going to do one, they're going to do the other. Like, I highly doubt they're not going to do King Abaddon also. I think it's crazy that they're not doing Digital Devil Saga first, because it's like the 20th anniversary of that game, so I don't know why they aren't doing that first, but whatever. I mean, I'm not fully complaining. Like, Raidou's really cool, and that game definitely needs a coat of paint. No, like it's not horrible. Like, you could definitely play it today, but like because I tried to play it recently, and like, yeah, some of it's a little bit rough. From what I've heard, the combat was improved a whole lot in the sequel. So it would be cool if maybe they did like a compilation type thing and then just had it play like 2 all the way through, like with the combat. That would be really cool. I don't know if that would be too difficult or whatever. I don't know, but you know, we got it. It just seems like we are getting something for Raidou. But I mean, I thought they were going to announce it at TGS.
I did too. A lot of people I know thought that they were going to do that. Yeah.
They had like a big stream set up that was like, it was like a big block too. And all it was them confirming that Persona 5 gacha is coming out in Japan. And then they took like a 45-minute long break and then talked about Metaphor more. So it was just like, okay, yeah, like why couldn't you have just thrown like the Raidou trailer, like just at the very least just been like, oh hey, by the way, here, look at this old game, you know, like I don't think they needed to like harp on it for super long.
Yeah, I don't think they need to gas up the Raidou. The people who buy it will buy it.
Exactly, yeah. But then the other thing that did get leaked, but it was only leaked like a smidgen beforehand, was that they put out a demo for Metaphor. Have you tried the demo?
Yes, I have played like an hour or so of it, I think, or maybe a little over an hour. I got past the part where you have not personas and everything.
Yeah,
I was in the first dungeon, I think. The first, like, real dungeon.
Uh-huh. I think I'm, like, right near the end of the demo, I want to say. Like, I've been seeing people say that it's, like, around 4 hours, and I'm, like, 4 hours in, so I think I'm, like, right at the end. I do like it, but it is just Persona.
It's crazy though. Like genuinely, I'm fine. It's just, you know, it's like the I didn't expect heaven to be Chinese TikTok. That's how I feel. Honestly, it's like no, it's fine. It's Persona. I didn't expect it. Like I really thought, like, I knew it would be Persona-esque. Okay, like I expected it to, like they talked about, like, you know, hey, there's kind of social links, but they're different. There's no romance thing in it, so it's not crazy. Like, I do like that because there's no romance, they can just go all in on their Fujoshi shit of like the main character and some pretty boy. But it is just like, you go to a fucking Velvet Room, you go to a fucking, like, there's the Persona Awakening scene, like there's the disembodied voice speaking to you when you get a social link. Like, I was just flabbergasted.
It's exactly the same. It's wild, you know, like they were talking up how this would probably be different, and it just absolutely is not.
Like a
it
huge
is just Persona.
Departure. They were like, this is Project Zero Fantasy or whatever.
Thinking about how a lot of people will call like Tokyo Mirage Sessions Persona 4.5, and Tokyo Mirage Sessions is so much different compared to Persona, especially compared to this. Oh my god.
Yeah, compared to this, it's like a whole nother world.
I like the character designs a lot. The music it feels like Strange Journey music, so I am so into that, like just having all the like chanting and shit. Like, it's definitely a lot more fast paced than Strange Journey music, but it's got that same vibe, and I really like that. This is going to be a soundtrack I pick up for sure.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say I'm a little disappointed in, maybe this changes as the game goes on or something. So they copied the combat system in this from the most recent English Trails game, where it's like you fight on the overworld and then you stun them and then you go into combat.
Right.
It's way more shallow than even the Trails one, which is crazy to me because Trails is like really, you know,
it's very basic.
And it's not like those are like, I guess I can just say, like, those are budget titles for the most part. Like, those are games with not huge budgets, and this has a ton, and it's like, really? Like, just 2 sword slashes, alright. Like, okay. Like, it's a good system to make, don't get me wrong, like, especially the, you know, getting rid of lower level enemies on the field, so you don't have to just go into a turn-based thing, but I was just sort of like, really? Like, you couldn't do a little more? Like, they, like, made, like, 15 different characters you could do that with in the Trails game.
Right. Yeah, it's not anything like incredible, but I was definitely just like, yeah, you know, I'm in the market for it, I would say.
Yeah.
I didn't play Persona 5 Royal, so maybe that's why I'm more open to just being like, yeah, sure, give me another Persona. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, the other funny thing though is that this game is like really leaning into the like diversity is good message, which like sure, but it's extremely like, oh yeah, no, hey, like diversity and equality among races is important and it's what we should strive for. But I'm just imagining the fucking Hashino just like sitting there and being like, yeah, no, that's right. But if you get any gay shit in there, no, get them out of here. No, that's too far. It's like, oh huh? Like I'm waiting for that shoe to drop. I'm awaiting. I know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, you know what? If it's not there, if they have like a party member or even just like a couple side quests where they introduce like same-sex relationships and they don't make it a joke, that would be nice. But I'm still sitting here. My expectation is there's gonna be a scene where someone tries to fuck the main character, and everyone's like, "Oh, gross! It's a guy." Oh. So, yeah, equality for some and not for all. I'm just waiting for that.
I think was when they're reading the fantasy book and the girl, the little fairy goes like, "A world without fairies, huh?" And this is someone's utopia. I was just like, that's the guy who's making this is utopia. Let me tell you.
Jesus. Oh, we'll see. I did really like the demo though, but yeah, it is
yeah,
pretty.
It's fun. Yeah, it's just surprising. Again, it's just it's great. I just didn't know.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, Tokyo Game Show is still happening. I don't know how much more is going to get shown off because it's so like TGS is just such like a weird show. Like I feel like there's like big things here and there, but it's all just so sporadic. And then they'll have their like live streams late at night for us. I don't know. We'll see. Like who knows? Maybe they will drop this Raidou thing out of nowhere. Before the end of the show. Even though Atlas had their little showcase, like, really, who fucking knows? We'll see. Rose, why don't you talk about another one of the games that you've been playing? What's up with that? What's up with here? Tell me about some of the retro style stuff you've been playing because you've been trying to go through the Megaman X games. I saw.
I have. I've been 100%ing them, which is a nightmare for some of them. But I'm on Megaman X4 now. I'm about a little over. I have I have 2 robot guys left. I don't even know if are they even called Robot Masters anymore? Or are they just called Mavericks?
They're the Mavericks, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they have 2 Mavericks left. Mega Man X4 is pretty fun. Mega Man X1 is okay. Mm-hmm. I like it. I think it has some fun stuff in it. Mega Man X2 I thought was better than Mega Man X1. I thought it had a lot more better ideas. It was fun. It was cool and interesting. Mega Man X3 is a piece of shit, John. I don't know if you've ever played this game, but it is. I don't even know how to explain how bad it is. It's first of all, they focused on ride armor as one of the big things, the mech suits that you get in Mega Man X1 and 2 and those scripted sequences or whatever, set piece moments. And they just randomly have 4 power-ups you can get for ride armor, but you can never be in the ride armor in a level for longer than 10 seconds.
Weird.
So it just feels insane. It's a game that almost feels like it's taking the piss out you with that stuff sometimes, because they'll do things like they'll put a ride armor platform there, and then until you get the waterproof one, you'll ride the ride armor down the shaft right next to the ride armor platform, and you'll just land in water and your ride armor will explode and you can't summon anymore. Stuff like that. There's a thing where it has a bunch of upgrade chips you can get scattered around the level. But if you get any of them, if you choose any one of them, you can no longer get any of the other ones. They just say you can only have one. I don't think they even say that in the game. But also, if you don't get any of them, when you get to the first Sigma stage, you can just get a chip that gives you all of them. and turns you into Golden Mega Man, and which sounded like I joked that it sounded like a playground rumor, but it's true. Like, it's literally like, if you skip all the pink upgrade capsules from Dr. Light, you can slide down a shaft at full health and clip through the wall in the first Sigma stage, and you'll get turned into Golden Mega Man, who has all the powers. But that's real. Man. It's just a bad game. It's one of those games that really made me be like, man, I bet some of this was at least explained in a manual, and it's kind of sad we don't have that now. But it's also like, fuck this. All of the bosses in that game are climb up on the wall and air dash off of it. That's every single boss in that game is just climb up on the wall and air dash off it. It was so bad. It was so bad. I understand why I thought Megaman X was ass for a really long time. I'm still not crazy about it. I think it's my least favorite Mega Man series.
Really?
Yeah, because I like Zero a lot, to be clear, and I think that's a big reason why X is probably so lame to me. Mm-hmm. I'm still enjoying like my time learning things about it and appreciating different things they're trying, but I really like Zero series, and I think the Zero series just does X better by having a story. Is the main thing. Like I like Mega Man Legends more. I like Mega Man Original more. I like one of the big problems I have with Mega Man X is it just feels like a step back in a lot of ways from like the level design of the NES Mega Mans. Mm-hmm. I like Battle Network more, obviously. So it's just like I'm appreciating learning about this, but I'm also like still like they have not yet convinced me. Mega Man X4 is making a compelling case, though. I will say that with all the voice acting and the fact that every fucking Maverick opens with like the insane like I don't even know how to like a poem. I don't even know like what Magma Dragoon is. He betrayed the irregular hunters and hid himself in a volcano, like stuff like that. Like it's funny. It's fun. It feels like they're having fun, and all of the guys having dialogue now in X4. All the levels being broken up into 2 segments because they had to because of the PlayStation, but still, like, it's a good change because it lets them do more crazy pixel work and stuff like that, animations. It's interesting. I've been enjoying it. The X Legacy Collection is really interesting. That's how I've been playing them, because it includes like all the slowdown and everything in its emulation, which is kind of insane at times, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I like that they included some commercials in that collection also, so you can just sort of like watch like, oh look, here's the original commercial for Mega Man X and Mega Man X2 in Japan and then in America also. It's cool.
Yeah. I
love that stuff. It has me appreciating how much games were changing back then between entries. On the Super Nintendo when you had like Final Fantasy's always been the standout of like, right, like FF4 to FF5 to FF6 are so crazy different. But this one specifically where it's a much more mechanical game, it's like, I think they were changing stuff even more faster than like Mario was at that stage. It's really, really cool. I kind of wish we could go back to that era in a lot of ways. I've also been playing UFO 50.
Yes, I want to hear about this, please.
That's Derek Yu, the creator of Spelunky, organized a bunch of other developers to make a collection of 50 retro games for a fake console. So the idea is like basically like it's kind of like the Pico, right? The Pico 8 is that what it's called? Where it's like this is like a design framework for a fake console that exists that you base your specs off of, basically. It's a lot like that.
Yeah.
But these are like whole ass games. Like these are whole ass retro games. They are not like just mini games like a WarioWare or something, or like a, like, oh, here's like a, it's even better than like one of those Action 52s or whatever, because they are like, some of these games are like 5 hours long, like 6 hours long or something like that. And they all work really well. They're all really interesting. They're all very different. You can play these games. So this basically, when you open it up, first of all, it plays this amazing like 90s shareware launcher jungle music with like with like the credits for the game with some portraits and like some fake photos they made of them unearthing the console in like a rental storage unit or whatever and dusting it off and stuff, which I really like. And then you go in and it's basically to show you 50 game cartridges, and you can go into them in any order. They're sorted by default and chronological, but you can sort them into a bunch of like, here's the multiplayer ones, here's the single player ones, here's the, so on and so forth. But yeah, you can just play them in any order, and they give you like a little like blurb when you click on them. That's like, hey, here's like the year it came out, who made it, what like entry in its series it is, or like maybe even just a thing of like, this developer was thinking of X when they made this or something like that. Just a cute little note like that. And then you can figure out like different win conditions that they have for the game. Like a lot of them will just, because they're retro games, right? So it'll be like, some of them will just be like, beat the game 3 times in a row or something like that will be considered the win. Or something, or like beat the arcade mode of the fighting game, for example. Like that's the win for that one. And then like as it gets more advanced, obviously it becomes more normal. Like just beat the game, like stuff like that. There's an interesting one I've really been into, which is Ninpek, which is, it's kind of like Ghosts and Goblins, but it's like an auto scroller.
Okay.
And you play as like a little ninja that runs and does a double jump and shoots out shuriken, and you basically just go along this like 10-minute long level trying to survive the entire time and get as many points as possible. And then it does the Ghosts and Goblins things where when you beat it, you go back through again and it's harder. But that one is like, so they have two win conditions basically. They have the normal win condition, which is usually just beat the game, and then they have like the pervert win condition, where you get to change it from like when you beat a game, you get a gold, the cartridge turns gold to show that you won or whatever. But you can turn the cartridge red by doing the pervert option. So like the Ninpek one is like beat the hard mode after you beat the normal mode or whatever. It's like, so play through for like 20 minutes straight or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Damn.
And it's like interesting. It's stuff like that. I think they hide the pervert one until you actually win normally. So you have to like see it, so you can't really go for it, which I like. But yeah, they have so many different types of games here. They have an idle game, which is really funny. They have a game that they're like, this is the first game that took advantage of the system clock. So it's like a game where like you can sit there and you can punch a crystal or whatever to get gems to do stuff and build up like incremental things like an idle game. Or you can just turn off the game, go play other games, and then come back to it later and it'll be like, you made this much money, or now you can spend it on this stuff to do this stuff or whatever. Which is interesting. They have a tower defense game that I've really been enjoying. That's a very NES tower defense game, so it's super basic, but it's like, it has like the lanes of like a balloons type game. It has like the you upgrade your units, there's unit synergy, stuff like that. But it all is like, they have to design it to the specs of these fake UFO consoles for this thing. And it's really cool because it means like I think they said specifically like they're going to avoid like screen flashing and other like glitches like that kind of get in the way of the games, but they still go for like, like the sprites are flashing, going invisible or whatever stuff. They do like, they follow the rules of like that, like the contact damage, the falling in pits, and like accidentally doing a weird input. They have so many different weird ways of controlling. It's just such a cool game. I don't even know how to cover everything with it because there's 50 fucking games in it.
They're all very different.
Like they have a whole JRPG in there. They have a whole dungeon crawler in there. They have a race simulation game where you have to bet on illegal alien races. They have a dinosaur tactics game that's sort of like an old like SimCity thing where you just set up like your stuff in a certain way to meet certain metrics or whatever with dinosaurs. And there's Mooncat. Everyone talks about Mooncat. Mooncat's a game where you have to play it with, you control it with each side of your controller has different parts or whatever. So like the left side controls the left side and the right side controls the right side. It's scary stuff. There's like whole Metroidvanias in there. There's a horror game, like a horror adventure game. There's just so much shit. There's so many. I've only played like, I think 20 of the games or so far, because I kind of like to dig into them. I've beaten and gotten the pervert win on the Windjammers clone.
Ooh.
And that was pretty fun, though it was sort of like I figured out how to exploit it pretty easily because I played a lot of Windjammers.
Sure.
But that was an interesting game too. I really liked that one. It was called like Bushido Ball, and you just have a bunch of like charge moves and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really neat. Like, I'm not a big, huge retro person or anything, but it's making me appreciate like good retro design and the sort of the idea that people could still do this today. You know, like they just did it. They just did it, and it's cool. And even if it's married to this idea of like maintaining a retro kayfabe almost, right? Like they're trying to pretend this game's from 1986 or whatever. It's like, in a lot of ways, it does it better than modern stuff that tries to do that. But even if some stuff still feels too smooth, it's still really cool. It's still really cool. It makes me go like, yeah, you know, there is merit to the game where you just roll around on one map and collect as many slimes as you can. You know, that's still an interesting concept. It's fun. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
It's on the list. It's definitely on the list.
Though I will say, don't. I don't think you would do this necessarily, but anyone out there, don't play those games in order. Just look for games you like. People get to the first game. I feel like they thought about this intentionally because it's a very old school adventure platformer. Like very NES Adventure Island ass stuff, kind of like, it has all these obscure puzzles and all this obscure interactions, and you can, like, it's super brutal. You die very easily. So I feel like them making that game number one is them trying to be like, please try a different game first. But I know some people who are like, oh, I'm on game 6 now. And I'm like, no.
I'm kind of the sicko who will probably actually enjoy going through them one at a time, but I'm also not going to
But don't beat them.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fine to do that because I was sort of doing that to a degree, but it's like, you don't try to beat it. Just like play it and then be like, all right, that was cool. I want to try something else now.
100%. Okay, let's go through some more of the news quick here. I'll hit some of the quicker stuff here. Right, this is a fun bit of news here because a lot of this other stuff is just frustrating. Let's just talk about the fun one real quick. So some Reddit users on the r/Grand Order subreddit, the folks who are crazy about that fate, did a little searching and found the name of the woman who back in like the early the early 90s, or the mid 90s. Her photo shoot when she was like way younger, working as a model in Japan, inspired the design of Arcueid from Tsukihime, and I guess also kind of inspired like all the other Fate girls because they are kind of similar. But that sure is that sure is Arc. And then they got picked. She's still like doing modeling to this day. So there's pictures of this. Like, I mean, if you want to see like late 30s, early 40s Arc, yeah, like I guess like mid, like if you want to see Arc as what Arc as a mom would look like, you can see it. And I mean, yeah, no,
a lot of people have been looking for that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And apparently she is aware of this now. I don't know if there is like, if she's made like a post or something or whatever, but like at the very least she has been confirmed that was her. I don't know if she's like fully aware of like, oh yeah, they based this character off of me, but they at least checked and were like, oh yeah, is this picture you? And she said yes. So yeah, a Canadian model, Amanda Dyer. So yes, Arc is Canadian. She's been Canadian this whole time. How do you feel about that one?
It makes a lot of sense, honestly. You know, like that's I feel like there's a lot of crossover with Canada and Japan.
Sure.
And I don't know. I think it's interesting. I thought it was crazy. I think the craziest thing ever was, I think Takeuchi's even said at one point, like, he was like, I don't even remember what magazine it was in. And it's like, you don't remember? Like, that was crazy to me that even he didn't know. I hope he knows now.
Yeah.
I hope he's read this.
I hope everyone's aware of the situation, because I mean, it is really cool. Like, man, yeah, if I was Miss Dyer here, I would be flipping out. I would be like, holy shit. And I mean, I just especially hope that someone tells her about Neko Arc. I need her to know, hey, not only were you the inspiration for this like super influential heroine of this visual novel, here's the fucked up cat version of you that everyone made memes about a few years ago. Like, I would pay so much money to see her reaction.
It was crazy seeing Nasu talk about Neko Arc being the reason why Fate is localized now.
It's so wild.
Like him saying that it was just seeing he was informed of all the memes and was like, wait, really? People like it over there? And it's like, yes, you insane man. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, dog, what do you think? You kidding me? Crazy. All right, let's see here. So, Flappy Bird. Do you remember Flappy Bird from 2013?
Oh, I remember Flappy Bird.
How it was the most insane thing ever. How everyone was playing it.
He couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, he had to take it down.
Which I don't know if you've ever heard the reasons why, but it was pretty crazy.
It's a Dong Yuan, right? That's his name. Yeah, he said it was because he thought that it would be too addictive and that it would harm people. That
it was that, and like his family was going crazy, like trying to get him to stop it, which I kind of agree with to an extent. Of like, yeah, it was pretty evil, but also it was a sort of like I think like he talked about it in some interviews that are in other languages of just like I was scared I would be disowned. It's like, over Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird, yeah. Well,
the harbinger of evil.
Well, it's coming back, and not with the original creator's intention at all. Some fucking like random ass like trademark sharks got the trademark, and well, now they are making a new release of Flappy Bird that is going to have a bunch of microtransactions and like other modes and shit. So it's not good, I would say. I think that's extremely fucked up, and these people doing this should not be allowed to do something like that. But it's also a little funny just because, you know, it's been like destroyed for 10 years and now it's finally coming back, and now it's just coming back as dog shit.
Yeah.
Many such cases. We got the Annapurna stuff, which is fucking wild, but also I kind of understand. Basically, pretty much everyone at Annapurna Interactive resigned all at once on the 13th of September. From what has been reported, it sounds basically like that the staff of the interactive arm wanted to spin off and become independent from Annapurna Pictures, and their owner, Megan Ellison, just didn't want to hear it, so they just went, all right, bet, and just everyone left.
It's insane. I have never seen, like, in an era where everything is all about, like, layoffs being forced on to people, it's crazy to see direct action like this,
yeah.
I guess. We still don't really know why, do we?
No, yeah, it's because they wanted to spin off as an independent arm instead of being...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just wondering how, like, why this started happening, all things considered. It's just so odd.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty sudden, you know, like you would think that there would be more negotiations, but I guess she just didn't want to negotiate at all. So they were just like, okay,
it makes
fine.
sense.
Yeah.
I think it was that her brother is like the guy who did all the insane Paramount Sky stuff semi recently also, which is like, yeah, that makes
That tracks. Yeah. Sounds like they're gonna just hire more people and just kind of continue with what they're doing, which is crazy, but there's a bunch of developers who are being published by Annapurna Interactive who are just like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck is going on. We're just waiting to see what's up because they're still publishing our game. Very weird. Very weird.
Yeah. It's a bummer.
Yeah. Speaking of weird stuff going on with developers, Ubisoft has a bunch of shit going on. They delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows and also canceled showing it at TGS, like the day of.
And all future preview events, I believe, also.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be out.
They'll probably reschedule them, but...
Yeah, it was supposed to be out in November, but now they're like, oh yeah, no, we're going to polish it for a few more months. It's very sudden. Yeah, they say it's feature complete. But I apparently because...
That Star Wars game.
Yeah, which it had its reaction. It just seems like they were putting out two games that were getting chased after by the sexists and racists all at once. So
that's definitely a part of it, but that Star Wars game, they really build it as like not an open world, but like some sort of thing, and then it is very much a stealth game.
Yeah.
And I think that like really made a lot of people be like, not really what they want out of Star Wars, probably.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like there are valid criticisms and it's just getting shouted over by the loud minority of people who are insane.
Yeah, but also they've had that, and then they had the Avatar game that's like, it's Avatar, dude. And they seem to have thought that the Avatar game would sell like millions, and I do not think that is the case. Mm-hmm. I think they wrote it off as a loss earlier this year, even.
Yeah, so they're like, apparently they had like a like there's an internal investigation going on now because of all of this. Like, I guess it's like the shareholders being like, hey, what the fuck is going on over there? Which is probably not good because, as you know, like all the Ubisoft shareholders for the past like decade have been like trying extremely hard to get like Guillermo out. Like there have been so many people just trying to buy Ubisoft outright. So it just seems like a huge mess. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a huge opinion on Ubisoft, so I'm not going to be all like, oh man, I hope Guillermo and all of them keep it, or oh, I hope he's ousted. Like, it just seems like a fucking mess over there, and I'm just kind of like looking at it from the side of my eye. How are you feeling about all this?
I want to be optimistic for any given Assassin's Creed game, because I used to really like Assassin's Creed, but as much as I liked Origins, that was mainly because Bayek was really cool. Mm-hmm. I do not have the confidence in them getting a performer as good as that guy for stuff. And also, Ubisoft bled so much of the talent that made that game interesting right after it came out by, having that really horrible work environment, really awful stuff that it's just like, I don't know, man. Until someone do you ever wish that there were positive positive investigations into this stuff? Do you ever wish like maybe like they could be like what I would love, like there's you hear scuttlebutt occasionally, but it's like I would love to hear like, what is the vibe at Riot right now? What is the vibe at Blizzard right now? Like I want to check up. I want to check in. I don't just want like, I'm not saying like I expect it to be good necessarily, but I would like to see like, follow-up stuff. I know that becomes a problem because, they try to lock it down, but with Ubisoft specifically, it's such a thing of like, what does that even look like? All of the horrible people are gone. So like, what does that work environment look like now? But also, what is this? How are you all affected by like your insane stock buyout stuff happening again? Like I wish we had some real game journalists out there.
Because that's one of those things where like you were saying, like it would be great if we actually found out if real change has happened at like Riot or Blizzard or whatever, you know, like we're not going to hear about it until like in 2 years, whenever
Jason Schreier writes a new book.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's got like a Blizzard book coming out soon, and it's just like, yeah, I bet that's going to have some sort of update, but also like he probably finished that book like a year or two ago. We're going to find out whatever the fuck, you know. I would love to actually know what's going on there now instead of how it was a year ago.
Yeah, because we get like some information about like, you know, like how bad the Overwatch team has it and stuff like that compared to everyone else. Like Diablo, because like you hear some stuff, but it's like, no, like I want I want information. I think the main thing is you would think that with the NDAs just being outlawed recently, that this would be the opportunity where they are bleeding through contractors so fast at all of these companies. It should be easy to like find these people, you know, ask them stuff, but
weird.
I guess they can still serve people scary fake NDAs that aren't enforceable.
I guess so.
America.
Speaking of crazy NDAs and the like, our last bit of news here is it's fucking wild. So Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have filed an infringement lawsuit in Tokyo against Pocket Pair, aka the people that made Palworld. Now, they're not suing them over like the models or whatever else. They are suing over a patent. And this is something that Nintendo does where, you know, a lot of game companies like Nintendo will put something in a game that is pretty generic and then patent it so they can make money off of potentially licensing it in the future or doing something like this. And Nintendo doesn't often do this. It basically seems that they do it when they want to have something against somebody and they can't do it otherwise. Like, they went after a mobile game recently that had like ripped off a bunch of Mario characters, and I guess they couldn't just go after them for the copyright, so they did some other like wonky patent thing and got the game shut down. Which is like one of those things where it's just like that's a fucking evil way to go about things. But then there's the fact that it's Pocket Pair.
Yeah.
And there's
it really is a hard thing they've dropped on us because I fucking hate them, but
it's a real Freddy versus Jason thing going on here.
Yeah.
Where I guess Alien versus Predator, where it's just like
there's no, like, the best possible option is so impractical, improbable, I guess I should say, which is that like somehow this erodes copyright law even more, and we get a win over copyright by Nintendo losing, which is very unlikely because they win every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have apparently never lost a suit in the Tokyo District Court that they have done, so not looking good for Pocket Pair.
They just put the fucking UI in there. That's all I can think all the time when I open that game up, and I was just being like, really? Just the Arceus and Breath of the Wild UI combined into one?
It's one of those things where it's like, morally, the big picture, Nintendo's being a bully, and this is fucked up. But I'm not going to weep about Pocket Pair. Like, whatever happens to them, I'm not going to shed a single tear. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. That's how I see it. I will say there's a really good channel on YouTube called Moon Channel that is hosted by a lawyer who talks a lot about like stuff like this. And, you know, like, I will say, I think because he's a lawyer, he is maybe like a little more like, not like forgiving, but just more like, you know, like like what Nintendo's doing is just, you know, following copyright law and all that. It's one of those things where it's like, it's definitely pushed me to be like, you know, like, yeah, like what Nintendo is doing is morally frustrating and reprehensible at times, but it's also like, they're doing what they're doing because of how copyright law is. So it's just like, man, like copyright law needs to get fucking adjusted.
Yeah, we need to fucking blow it
big
up.
time.
Yeah.
That is the big problem. Like it is a like, systemic
what
thing.
It's like the main thing is like, it's not like, as much as I hate the man, it's not like Miyamoto's out there doing this. It's that Nintendo's legal team goes, oh boy, well, we should do this now. Like, just because that's what's expected.
Well, like, I mean, it's not just that it's what's expected. It's that they legally have to do this sometimes, because if they don't, it erodes what they owe or what they own, and then like anyone can just make whatever. Like, like it's one of those things where it's like, like something being like things being in the public domain are good overall. But it's like the way that copyright is now and the way that like making money works. If Nintendo just kind of lets people do this kind of stuff, if Palworld is just, able to push further and further and be like, yeah, we're just taking your UI, we're just taking your designs, we're taking your models. Like at some point, it's just going to be like a Winnie the Pooh blood and honey shit where like a bunch of people are just going to be making crap. But then it's like, like there's the trade-off where it's like, people should be able to just make things based on these things because, like this idea, this concept shouldn't be held by a company for 150 years or whatever. It's just like, it's a slightly more nuanced thing, but it's also just something where it's like, it's only that way because of how laws are, and the laws should be changed, but they're kind of like put into a situation where they have to do that in order to protect their copyright. But the fact that the laws are like that is the problem. That's more what I'm kind of trying to say. Like again, it's not to fully excuse them. It's more to just be like, the laws are the way they are, and that is why they do these things.
It's just one of those cases where it's like, eventually it would be nice if one of these people would go, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm in a position of power. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, like something that like people talk a lot about like them going after fan games. They actually don't go after as many fan games as people say they do. They've gone after a few, and that is because they have been like active competitors to things that they have released. Like, they went after another Metroid 2 remake because they were putting out the Metroid 2 remake of their own, like right around the same time. So like, it's a very unfortunate thing. And, like I know a lot of people who really love AM2R, and it's a shame that it's a little harder to get your hands on that. But like at the same time, yeah, it's like, it's a legitimate copyright concern where like, the courts will be like, well, why are you selling this remake when there is a free one available online that is calling itself the Metroid 2 remake, and like it released earlier than that? It's just the way the law works is very frustrating. So, it's, and also that's why like most of the time they're just sending like injunctions to just be like, hey, just take this down. Like any of the fan work stuff has just been like, yeah, just don't publicly post about this, basically. But I mean, there are a lot of places where they do go very hard and very far, like some of the ROM sites, and like what happened with like Gary Bowser. Like the Gary Bowser shit is fucking insane, but like I do think people exaggerate it a little bit. I will say a little bit.
Wait, the real thing that was killing me here was like I not to get too far against them or anything. Sure. I try to truly just ignore Palworld more than anything because it's just annoying. But it's like it was really kind of insane seeing people, a bunch of indie devs in Japan come out and be like, I fucking hate those guys, kill them. Like, we're like, whoa, okay. Like Zune did that, and it was like, Zune?
Yeah, Zun came out and he was like, because of people like Palworld, I don't even want to be called an indie dev anymore. He's like, I'm a Dojin creator. And I'm like, holy fuck. Because it's like I get it in like the big picture too, because it's like, yeah, like, you know, stuff like Palworld and like Dave the Diver and shit are getting so much money and they're still being called indie, and like meanwhile Zun is making Toho, and like, yeah, he's like making good money and Toho is huge, but he's doing that shit by himself, and he's not getting like outside publisher money. Like he's getting money from other things.
Great example, of the open copyright stuff though is like Zune stuff is like a great example of like how that can be handled and how you can just do it. And it's like, yes, they are legally obligated, quote unquote, but the real thing is most laws are not real. Yeah. And nothing will actually happen. And I think we need more and more, it would be ideal if more and more larger companies like Nintendo realize that are at least accommodated by that. Instead of choosing the evil option.
Big agree. Big agree.
As much as I hate Palworld, I really don't like Palworld. I have to say, it was really crazy when it came out and people were just like gassing it up, and it's like you play that game and it crashes all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's my full compromise. Nintendo takes Palworld off the market and then immediately copyright law changes for the better. Just to
and then go like, anyone can make a Pokemon. I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
goodbye.
It's fine. Anyone can make a Pokemon.
We just needed to kill that guy.
No, I mean, my take fully is just that like copyright law should just be like, anyone can make whatever, but if someone makes something so shitty that it is legitimately embarrassing for the brand, then they do have the right to take it down. But it has to be provably shitty. Like they have to be like, this sucks so fucking much. They have to have
an official critic who comes in and looks at it and goes, bit shit.
Yeah, that is how I feel about it. It's just like if Disney was like, yeah, no, you're not allowed to make Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey.
I would love it to be like, I would love to read the court docket of like, in here are like the court record of like, we brought in the critic and the critic's going, he's like, listen here, like, it could be worse. That's all I'm saying. Like, it could be worse. I don't think it's as bad as the defendant claim.
I would love the concept of just having like dueling critics where they get like the guy who really liked it to come up and argue about it. That would be really good. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, like they're not even releasing it on PS5 in Japan right now, probably because of this. So who fucking knows? Who this? We're in a really wild situation for sure. So we are going long here. Did you want to talk about your last game, or do you just want to move on?
I can just do it really quick. I can do it so fast, and then we can just move on. Okay. It's Zelda. I've been playing the Zelda, the new one. Mm-hmm. I'm almost done. Probably, I have like a dungeon or two left. It's fun. I have a couple issues with their phrasing, but you can tell that it is mainly them not thinking about something rather than being intentionally bad, like the more recent Zelda games with like misogyny and stuff. You can tell it's just sort of like oh, you didn't think about this enough, but it's okay, whatever. It has actual puzzles and dungeons, so I am very happy. I'm very happy that it's a normal-ass Zelda game. I didn't think it could happen ever again. Thank you. Thank you for making a normal-ass Zelda game. This was Grezzo. Yeah. It was one of the first Nintendo games, or one of the few Nintendo games that has a female director, and the first Zelda game too.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy about that, and I genuinely think they did a pretty good job.
That's cool. I mean, yeah, you know, I don't know how hard you want to go in on it, but like, what are the big things that you enjoyed about it, I guess?
It's very freeform with the puzzles in a way that's like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, or whatever, like those shrines where you can sort of do things, but because it's like you have a toolbox that you're opening up, instead of just you have the Ultra Hand that you're using to move thing into thing, or whatever. It feels a lot more interesting. There's a slight frustration with the combat stuff of like for example, when I fought Ganon, spoilers, you fight Ganon at some point. But
no way.
Until I figured out that like a spear moblin stays far enough away to attack things, it was just sort of me summoning every creature I had possibly obtained, like 25 creatures or something like that, like consecutively, and watching Ganon teleport into them to instantly kill them over and over again, which felt pretty bad. And there's some cases like that in that game of just like being like, this should work. This should work. But then there's just as many moments of like, that worked. Fuck. Okay. I didn't think that would work. My stupid bullshit. Like I posted a video of it. There's like a room where you're supposed to like do things to push a rock into a switch. And instead I was like, what if I just push the rock out of the way and then I just make a bokoblin cannon that shoots bokoblins at the switch until they land on it. And it's just like, you can do something like that. It's fun. And also the fact that it's a lot more classic Zelda and not trying to be like... It's still a little irreverent, which seems to be the tone of Zelda after Skyward Sword. Of like, all these NPCs are just cracking jokes about how they hate everything or whatever. And it's like, eh. But it's like, you know what? I'd rather hear a Deku Scrub say he hates something than generic me elf.
It's pretty good.
So yeah, I've been having fun. I have been genuinely been enjoying it, which I did not expect. I thought I would enjoy it a little bit, but I'm not like the craziest fan of 2D Zeldas, the top-down ones. But I think this one takes the ideas from 3D Zeldas and like combines it well with the 2D stuff for the most part. For the most part, they still did put in a bunch of random Breath of the Wild bullshit that I hate, like crafting and bokoblin camps. They just have the bokoblin camps like copied directly in from Breath of the Wild, which feels, again, yeah, think about like a 2D Zelda map, right? That just feels weird to just be there. Yeah, but they did it. So it's just like, it never gets in the way. It's just one of those things that you sit there and you're like, what are we doing? Come on. Like, what come on, where are we? Did you remember what game you were making?
Did like Aonuma like have that in the contract or something?
Yeah, like did he walk in and he's like, no, Link's he's still saying Link. Like he's like, Link is supposed to kill the bokoblins. He has to climb the wooden platform to get the treasure chest that unlocks when he kills
That's just how it is now. Come on.
Come on. But the rest of the stuff's fun. Like, I mean, you can, like, there's just subtle little things like, you know, you can fly on a cuckoo, right? If you pick up a cuckoo and jump in a Zelda game, you float a little. But you can do that with, like, a pea hat, the weird flying guys who look like a pineapple with a ton of spikes or whatever. All right. Like, you can just grab the bottom of them and then just, like, float around on them. It's fun. There's just a bunch of little interactive stuff that are... It's good. I'm happy that they finally made a good one.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up with some questions real quick.
Yeah.
If you want to send in a question, it is gamesline.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like this. Kwayanobu asks, it goes without saying that Holy Horror Mansion will be Game of the Year. My question, what year will it be Game of? Secondary question, based on what we have gleaned from the dances, which ghost concept do you each like the most? Okay, so first one. When do you think this is coming?
I'm going to be charitable to them. I'm going to say 2028.
I was going to say 27, but damn.
You're even more charitable to them. See, like, I need you to think about Deca Police, okay? I need you to think about Deca Police.
I'm thinking about Deca Police, but the thing is, like, I feel like Deca Police is, like, some weird uncharted waters for them, and this is something more...
You think this is more in their wheelhouse? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Sure. I'm standing by my answer, but I'm accepting of your answer. Okay. I still think there's a potential that this is like 2030 and we hear level 5 go, oh yeah, remember Holy Horror Man?
Shit. Oh, forgot about that one. Sorry. We've been sitting on it for 3 years. It was just
the pineapple pen guy now has like, he's aged somehow extremely.
Yeah, he's a decrepit like wizard now. All right, which ghost concept do you like the most? I mean, I legitimately think the like combination stuff is cool. I'm not just saying that for the meme.
Yeah,
that does just look really cool. The blue looks awesome.
From the dances, I have to say green. I think if you got a ghost that's like sort of freaking out, and then it goes into a stuffed animal and makes it your friend, it seems to breathe life into the things. It doesn't seem to possess them. It seems like it is making them come alive. So I like that. I like that angle, because if it was just possession, I don't think I would be on board with green. Mm-hmm. But it seems like green through those dances, through that movement, is making a whole new world.
I truly understand the power of dance after seeing those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm still not sure what pink concept means. I'm going to be honest. That's the one I'm a little Like, I'm not sure what they were trying to convey altogether, but I think the vibe is there still.
Is it just that there's many of them, maybe?
I guess there's a lot of them.
It's like a horde battle from Sun and Moon, maybe.
And they seem to they might be the worker ones. Maybe. Is sort of the implication I get from the dance. Again, they were sort of like hammering.
Right. Okay. Last question from 3am Soda. Popular Twitter booby artist 3am Soda is asking us, do we fuck with Gallica ReFantasio?
I think my friend put it well, of just like, every game recently has been doing this thing, or like a lot of games, I shouldn't say every game, a lot of games have been doing this thing recently where they have like a weird disembodied like gauntlet or something. Like the bracelet from Forspoken, great example. Mm-hmm. Just like weird like things. It's just like, no, you know what? Have a fairy. Have a rude fairy around. It just
back to tradition.
Better. Yeah. I was a little scared. I think Oomph said this. I think 3am Soda themselves said this. I was a little scared when Gallica was not wearing shoes. I was a little frightened. Because then a couple other characters weren't wearing shoes either. And I was getting a little scared. But then they gave her really cool boots. And I was like, all right, everything's fine.
Yes. I agree.
I'm on board with her completely. 100%.
Same. I think she's very cute. And I like her character so far. So yes, we fuck with her. Gamesline fucks with Gallica.
We can do the handshake thing that does when you get a social link. Boom.
Yeah. All right. Well, Rose, thank you so much for being on with me.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for listening. Our website is gamesline.net. Go and check it out. We've got some new writing up on there. Rose did that whole ass Reynatis review. Please go take a look at it. It's a very good review. She did a great job, and it was tough for her to talk about something that she was looking forward to like that. So please, we have our Twitter at the Gamesline. We have our Blue Sky, which is gamesline.net on Blue Sky. You have to type that in on Blue Sky. That's Blue Sky's weird, but sure, yeah. We have our Tumblr, gamesline.tumblr.com. If you put an /ask at the end of that, you can send in questions whenever you want. Facebook.com/Gamesline. YouTube.com/@thegamesline. Twitch.tv/GameslineTV. I keep thinking about streaming. I just don't like doing it. I can't get into it.
I'm with you to a degree. I understand. I don't mind it altogether, but it's the format.
I just don't like it.
It's the format. I just don't like it. I prefer the VOD, as it were.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Gamesline. $3. Which we haven't put anything out on there in a long time, and I keep saying we should record an anime podcast. I think it's gonna happen soon. Like there's a rhythm in the ocean I can feel. It's like we're regaining our power. I think we're getting there. You can go to our Discord, thegamezone.zone, type that into your web browser, it'll bring you straight there, and you can yell at us for not recording an anime podcast. And thank you to meltchannel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. Rose, where can people find you?
Over on twitter.com @horngal. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I guess it's not Twitter. Well, it's twitter.com. Let's be real.
It's Twitter.
Okay. It's twitter.com.
I'm making a face right now.
Yeah. I'm not even that happy that it's Twitter, but it is.
Yeah. I'm mostly just on Twitter @JOHN_MICHONSKI. And I kinda sorta fuck around on Blue Sky here and there. I look at it. I'm on Tumblr. I don't know who's on Tumblr anymore. I'm on Tumblr at ServeBot42. But also, I don't know. I mostly just reblog stuff on there.
Yeah. It's become scary. The posting meta on Tumblr is horrifying to me. So I kind of just only repost sometimes.
Yeah. And that'll do it. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. I know it's been a long time. I know. We're gonna try to figure it out. I want to get more stuff out there, but we appreciate your support nonetheless. Please, I would recommend coming to the Discord. I want to see that Discord a bit more pumped up. I'm gonna post in there more. I want to foster a community. So if you want to play some games too, we're in there. You know, I would be down to play some Grand Blue Fantasy Versus sometime. I want to run some sets. So, thank you so much for listening, everyone, and we'll be back soon with another episode of the Gamesline Podcast. Thank you. So long.